So today I'm going to be showing you how to set up custom routing. The example I'll be using today is how you can set it up per branch within your company, but you can route by other things. So for example, if you had like a product code or if you needed to route by a PO number or anything at all, it'll be able to be routed that way either.
So first of all, I'll just go into this. So you need to highlight a custom routing field on your template. So for this, we're going to use this area here for the store. So we'll just highlight it the whole way across. And the reason why I'm doing that is if you did have something a bit longer than Cork there, the supplier would, that would move out. So you'd want to just expand that out just to make sure that you're capturing the full area. The next thing you need to do once you have your custom routing field highlighted is go into your supplier rules, and you want to add a default nominal ledger of this question mark custom routing. That has to be set up for you. It won't be there automatically, but if you I've set this up for you for today. If you do want to use custom routing, it just needs to be set up. So we'll choose this one, and I'll explain to you in a moment now how this question mark works. Is that all okay?
Yep.
Perfect. So we'll just finish the template. Finish setup. And we will go back out to our dashboard. Okay, so you can see in here now we have 10 documents in our alerts folder. So we're going to go in here, and they're in this tab, branch issues v2. So this is because we are after highlighting a custom routing field on a document and choosing the question mark as the supplier's default nominal ledger. So the way that this works is now you're going to have your routing code, so what we've highlighted. So you remember we highlighted Cork store. So you can see here we also have Dublin store. Our system found other documents from this supplier and was able to match the template to those documents, but those ones were for Dublin. So we have two routing codes, Cork and Dublin. You need to choose the default nominal ledger in here. And if you want to route by having a particular user down as the approver on that document, to choose that here. Have you got any questions on that before I continue?
No.
Perfect. So you can set your routing code in here. So you'll always just need to double click in here. You can strip back to just be Cork. So for example, if you got an invoice in from a supplier that you want to use custom routing for, and you highlight say it's not Big Drug Company, and you highlight the address because that has the area in it, it may not say Cork store. So if you strip it down to just be Cork and hit enter on your keyboard, the next time we see Cork, whether it's Cork store or County Cork or anything like that, we will route it to the Cork nominal ledger, which is what I'm going to do in here now. So the Cork nominal ledger extension, I just have it in here, is 543. So if we double click here, we can type in 543, and then you can choose your, and then hit enter. You choose your employee for who you want it to be approved by. So for this one, we'll just choose any admin. Once you're happy that you've set your routing code and your nominal ledger extension and your user, you just need to click this plus, and you see here custom routing successfully created, and all of the Cork ones are gone.
Okay, and do you always need to edit the routing code?
So you will need to double click into it, but if you don't want to change anything into it, you just hit enter again. It just needs to update. So you can do either a blank edit of not actually changing anything, or you can delete, like I did on Cork, where you can delete the word store.
Okay, and what's the box to the left of user?
So this, you can't really see it there, it's actually N/A, so it means not applicable. So what that would mean is if you wanted to route only by user, you want to say that the nominal ledger extension isn't applicable and you only want to route it to a particular person depending on what the code is, if you click this, and if you don't have the question mark set as a default nominal on a supplier, what will happen is when this box is ticked, it will go to the supplier's default nominal ledger. So say if you had that set as Dublin, which we can see over here, so you had that set as 153 rather than question mark, it will go to 153, and then you just need to choose your employee and click the plus, and that will create the rule.
Okay, and you can view the document as well by clicking the document icon.
Yeah, so if you wanted to go in here, you can do it from here as well.
Okay, and you can add the custom routing from this section as well.
Yeah, so you can actually see the N/A here for not applicable. So you can strip down your code. So Dublin, our Dublin nominal ledger is 153, and then if you choose your user, you can do any admin, and then just click finish up here when you're happy to move that on.
So after I've edited it in Branch V2, is there any way I can change it after that? So change who approves it, or change the name, the custom routing name?
Yeah, so you need to come into your COG and company settings, and it's under advanced template settings, and you'll see here custom routing rules. So you can see where we created Cork and Dublin, they're shown here with the nominal ledger extension that we set for them. So if you just click the pencil icon beside one of these, you can change that in here. So if you wanted to change the name of the code, if you wanted to change the nominal extension that you put into it, or if you wanted to change your user from any admin to a particular user. So I'll just show you if I set this as Sarah and do update routing rule. It now shows here that the user is Sarah. That is down to approve that.
And I can set that to just be for one supplier. So that custom routing code should just be for Big Drug Company.
Yeah, so you need to flick this on here, require supplier to be defined in custom routing. So if you flick this on, then you can select your supplier from within here. So you do Big Drug Company and update routing rule. So that rule will be, so that rule will be just for Sarah to approve and for Big Drug Company.
Okay.
There's one other thing I wanted to show you. Just if you are wanting to route it by a particular user, just in your supplier rules for Big Drug Company, you need to flick this switch on, use custom routing rules for approval. So if you flick that on, it gets rid of the one that we had here for just the normal approval required for any company admin. If you use custom routing rules for approval on the supplier, it will only be whoever you have set up on that. So in this example, Sarah will be the only one that will receive that document into their approval folder rather than every admin on the account. And then just one final thing to run by you. So if you did want to use custom routing and you can't find that custom routing field when creating a template, so again, it's within advanced template settings. You're going to come up to the one that's for invoice here under template settings and click edit. And you can see here I have a tick in the box beside custom routing field. You just need to make sure that that's switched on before you will be able to create custom routing rules on your account.
Okay.
Okay, and now I'm going to show you how you can set up your nominal ledger for custom routing. So you go into the COG and company settings, nominal ledgers. So you can see I have mine set up already in here. So it's add new nominal ledger, and you'll get this box popping up. I don't have any cost centers or departments set up, as you can see here on this account that I'm using as an example. But if you use cost centers or departments, that can be used for custom routing as well. So you put your code in here. So if you're just going to be routing by the root nominal ledger code, then you'd set your question mark up in here. If you were going to be routing by your cost center, you can set your question mark up in here. You'd have your root nominal code in here. So I have one, I can see in the background there is 101. So 101 would be my root nominal code. My question mark would be my cost center would be my question mark, because I want to route by different cost centers. Or if you don't use cost centers, you can do it by department. Or if you do use cost centers but you want to route only by the department, then you can have this as a code nominal code 101, cost center 1, department question mark, it's whatever you want to be custom written by. And then you can put in the name as custom routing, and then click add nominal ledger. So if I just add in this one to show you. Add nominal ledger. Then this one comes up here. So you can see now we have the root nominal code as 101, cost center 1, department question mark. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.